for the new administration. Are you experiencing that as well?
Yes, our call volume has definitely gone up. At South Dakota Voices for Peace, we provide free immigration legal services to children who are in immigration court, as well as survivors of victims of crimes. And so we have limited resources to serve those communities specifically as a nonprofit organization, but we're getting so many calls on if we can help file a green card or a work permit or a status that they think they might be eligible for. And unfortunately, our office cannot handle that capacity. We're at over capacity with just our work. So what we have done is I've reached out to the American Immigration Lawyers Association, AILA. They have a Minnesota Dakotas chapter, and we posted on there, are there attorneys in our region, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, that are taking cases right now? And so we have a list of attorneys that are available on our website, and they have said that to share their information as much as possible.
Awesome. Great. Is there anything else I need to know?
Yeah, so the Dream Coalition, we've been meeting weekly, and we've come up with a 6-point strategy action plan that we're really working on again in this time of preparedness. So in addition to conducting Know Your Rights trainings and getting flyers out and thinking of short videos we can do in different languages, what we know is a very large problem and gap is a lack of news and updates in different languages. So we're really committing to figuring out how we can provide local news updates as well as immigration policy and law updates as they change very quickly. So the Dream Coalition, we're brainstorming together. It's great to have the Hub South Dakota as a part of it because they're shifting into doing more of a news platform, if you will. So really thinking through, is it a podcast, is it audio, is it video? We're exploring all of those ideas right now because we believe come January 20th, which is Inauguration Day and MLK Day, that things will be changing very quickly. And when communities don't have access to accurate information, it just allows for so much fraud and so much misinformation. So the vulnerability of already vulnerable communities really skyrockets. So we're looking at that. We're also looking at, there's groups of churches, worship centers, individuals in our community that are talking about what does sanctuary look like. The sanctuary movement really grew out of the Christian church in protecting migrants. And so there is a group that we have formed that is now exploring what that could look like here in South Dakota and Sioux Falls. And then we also have family preparedness. One of our coalition partners is Caminando Juntos, which is the Hispanic ministry of the Presentation Sisters. And they're really looking at putting together comprehensive powers of attorneys so that families who are in mixed status or undocumented are being very mindful of naming adults that they know and trust that could take care of their children if they were to be deported, that could have access to their bank accounts and financial assets if they are deported. So we are starting down that path also in terms of family preparedness and also for how to talk as a family about what deportation is and what undocumented status means. In my experience, many children don't know what their immigration status is or their parents' immigration status. So there's some really hard conversations that need to be had in terms of preparedness. And then we're looking, as we do every year, we try to explore different ways to tell the stories of immigrants and refugees and Muslims in South Dakota. So we're exploring different ways of doing more of that storytelling about the importance of our immigrant communities, the diversity that they bring, the strength that they make our community, how they're growing our communities, how they're sustaining and growing our rural areas. There's so many things that a lot of people don't realize immigrant communities are doing for South Dakota, and we really need to get that story out.